Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So big surprises this morning. Lots of stuff being said about Marvel's Netflix series. Netflix is just having like a big press tour right now, so they're talking about all their stuff. Marvel is just like the big point of interest. Netflix's chief content officer just said that they'd be dropping a new Netflix Marvel series every 6 months. Now, whenever I said something about this on Twitter, a lot of you guys asked, wait, does that mean that Jessica Jones is coming in October? Because that's 6 months after Daredevil season 1. No, that's not the case. This year, Jessica Jones isn't supposed to drop till December, probably like around Star Wars. When you dig into like what the Netflix people actually said, it's a little more vague. They just said at least a new series every 6 months. And they didn't really clarify what was going to happen when we get to season 2 of a lot of series. Because by the time we get to Defenders, we'll be on like Daredevil season 3. So does that mean that there'll be like 4 Marvel Netflix series airing in the same year? The best answer I can give you is probably. It's happening with Marvel's movies right now. They're getting to the point where they have so many characters and so many movies that they want to make that they have to release 3 films a year instead of just 2. I think next year there's still only supposed to be 2 movies, but then after that in 2017 they'll get to 3 movies a year. So it's the same thing happening with the Marvel Netflix series. I don't think that that's actually like super huge news just because they have like 4 major characters that they're basing individual series around, and then they're doing the team up of the Defenders. So of course they're gonna have to do like 2 or more series each year to get them all out. They don't want it to be like 10 years before we see that Defenders miniseries. So by all accounts, like if you're in college right now, Jessica Jones will air when you go on winter break. Daredevil season 2 will premiere before Captain America Civil War. I don't know how close it'll drop. I think a lot of it depends on how soon they finish it. Like they're really down to the wire. Jessica Jones just had their wrap party just like last week. So they're trying to finish everything as fast as possible. That's the biggest reason they don't say upfront the exact day that they're going to premiere it on, just because they're not sure when post-production is going to be done with all the episodes. You have to remember that the Netflix series are a little bit different from traditional TV. On a traditional TV series like Arrow and The Flash, for instance, or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they can start airing episodes after they finish the first couple, and they just continue production. It takes them, about 6 weeks or so to make an episode. That includes shooting it with the actors and post-production, like all the way through special effects. So when you have like 22 episodes a season, like you can start the season before you finish all 22. But on Netflix, they have to finish all 13 episodes before they can start airing them because they drop them all at once. The news that got me really excited though is that they are starting to develop a Punisher spin-off series. I mean, it's like early stages, so I don't think anyone's writing any scripts or anything like that yet. But he's such a big character that it's a no-brainer to think that if things go well with Daredevil season 2 and everyone likes Jon Bernthal, then they will totally do a Punisher spin-off series. Of course we want more Punisher if it's possible. It's really not so much a money situation just because Netflix has such deep pockets. So it's like, they have the money to make it. It's just they want to make sure they have the right team behind it. They want to have the right actors and the right story. So that all takes a long time to figure out. So don't be surprised after Daredevil season 2 comes out, like around like this time next year, if you hear talk of a Punisher series. The Punisher that we're going to be seeing in Daredevil season 2 is a little bit different from the Punisher you've seen in the movies. That Punisher is like a fully formed Punisher, post-family, like he's already taken on the persona, he's super hardcore, he's wearing the comic book costume. The Netflix version will be Proto-Punisher. We'll probably see a condensed version of the origin story. Just like Daredevil season 1 was all about him building up to that costume at the end, building up to the persona. Same thing gonna happen with the Punisher. I know everyone wants to know like how much these series are gonna cross over. They did say once each character gets its series, like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, then they would cross over into the other series. So don't be surprised if you see like a little bit of Daredevil in Jessica Jones. I don't think he's going to have a big role, but he'll at least be mentioned because they're kind of in the same area of New York. But the characters will totally bump into each other before Defenders. Like Defenders won't be the very first time that they meet. Here's my big question for you guys. If they choose like a comic book story to do for this Punisher TV series eventually, what do you want to see them adapt? Right now, Daredevil season 2 is going to be somewhat of Daredevil versus Punisher, which was like a big comic book storyline. I mean, they'll be best buds probably by the end of it, but they're going to be fighting each other when they first meet. There's this really interesting dichotomy between Daredevil and Kingpin in season 1, where, Kingpin's like, you're just like me, and Daredevil's like, I'm nothing like you, you're crazy. Daredevil wants to save his city, but there's certain lines that he's not willing to cross. That is not the case for the Punisher. The Punisher is so crazy that during Civil War in the comics, Captain America's team wanted nothing to do with him. He's the one that brought them like Spider-Man's broken body. He was like, he needs help. And he offered them his assistance, and they were like, thanks, we're good, Punisher. You go off and do your own thing by yourself. You're a little too crazy for us. This is why Walking Dead fans went so crazy when Jon Bernthal was named as the Punisher, because Shane is the Punisher. Like, he was almost playing the Punisher before he became the Punisher. So if you want a good litmus test for like what he might feel like as the Punisher, just watch like the crazier Shane episodes of Walking Dead in season 1 and season 2. Speaking of which, there is like some Walking Dead coming up. I was originally going to make a Walking Dead video today, but all this Netflix Marvel stuff happened. So there should be Walking Dead next, and then I'm going to be doing some Marvel movie stuff. There's also some Flash and Arrow stuff happening in like 2 weeks too. They're going to do their press tour, so we might find out some more about what's going on with those shows. Be sure to subscribe to get everything. If you guys haven't seen it, they changed the alert system. They updated the mobile app. So if you click on this little bell on my channel on your mobile phone, it'll send you alerts whenever I upload videos. So it's way simpler. Like, your phone should see an alert. It's not perfect. It doesn't work 100% right now, but it's better than the old system. But you can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I usually, post funny stuff and video updates and stuff there. There are links for that in the description below. So while you guys wait for all the new stuff to come this week, I've already done a couple Daredevil Season 2 videos explaining Punisher, some of my favorite Punisher stories, as well as Jessica Jones, what's going on with that series. You can click here to learn all about that, and you can click here for my Ant-Man Easter eggs if you haven't seen those yet. Be sure to go see the movie if you haven't seen it yet. It's a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.